Thank you for agreeing to host a junior teacher candidate from Winthrop University. We are delighted that they will be able to learn from your expertise and your classroom. The following video highlights the expectations we have communicated to our teacher candidates. Please feel free to contact us with any questions or concerns you may have. At Winthrop, we expect our teacher candidates to be professional at all times. Therefore, we expect for them to have professional attire. Please help your teacher candidate understand the school dress code for faculty, and also please communicate with them and/or their supervisors if there is an issue. We expect for their behavior to be professional. We expect for them to arrive on time each and every day and active participation from the very beginning. We expect that our teacher candidates will be out of their seats, up, moving around the room, and helping in any way that you see fit. Therefore, please communicate to your teacher candidate what you expect from their behavior. If there are times when you would like for them to help, or there are times where you'd like for them to sit out and observe, just please help them understand their role. Our teacher candidates have been asked to follow teacher hours when you are required to report to school through dismissal. Being able to see the procedures through arrival, unpacking, lunch count, attendance, through transition throughout the day and to dismissal will better prepare teacher candidates for their future classrooms. You have been gracious enough to make your classroom available for our teacher candidates on particular days. Therefore, we have stressed the importance of our candidates respecting those days. However, if some emergency should arise, our teacher candidates will have to make up their days. If that is the case, our teacher candidates have been informed to notify you, the host teacher, their supervisor for the field experience, and their teacher for the junior field course of the emergency and the potential for making up the time. We track their hours and will make sure that our students are there for the same amount of time. After the junior field experiences last year, host teachers gave us great feedback that one of the things they would like is for them to have communication with their teacher candidate prior to students coming to the field. Therefore, we have asked teacher candidates this semester to set up an introductory meeting with you. They will email you once they get their placements to set up a time to come chat with you for about 20 or 30 minutes. That meeting will have a couple of agenda items. First, we would like for our teacher candidates to introduce themselves to you and for you to be able to introduce yourself to the candidate. That way you both are familiar with each other prior to the first day in the field. The first assignment for our teacher candidates is to design a get-to-know-you activity that they will use on the first day of the field with your classroom. The purpose of this is for them to be able to be up in front of the classroom, to start developing rapport with the students, and to get to know the young people with whom they will work. We are asking that they bring the activity to you during the introductory meeting so you can discuss it, how it might work or not work for your group of students, and modifications that need to be made in order for it to be a successful activity, and to discuss when during that first day of the field would work best for the activity. In addition, we are going to ask them to discuss their assignments with you. In this video, I will talk a little bit about the assignments that are expected for each program area so that you will have an idea of what we are communicating with our students, but we are also going to ask our teacher candidates to communicate with you. We have found, as I'm sure you might find in your classrooms, that when our teacher candidates can articulate the expectations, they are better able to meet those. So we're going to ask them to walk through the assignments with you. We are also going to ask that they determine the dates to teach lessons with you and begin to get an idea of the topics. This will be detailed more later in the video. The final agenda item is a context for learning in which our students will begin to collect information about your school, including curriculum guides, pacing plans, special programs that you have, services you offer for students. In addition, they will collect information about your classroom. Some of the information they'll need to collect from you is the number of students, including breakdown of boys and girls, any particular information about IEP, 504 plans, and they are going to ask you about other learning needs or other language needs. For example, if you have students who are struggling readers, that would be another learning need. If you have students who have services provided for ELL that don't have an IEP, this information helps our teacher candidates understand the wide range of students in each classroom and will help them to begin to understand how to best teach them. It is also collected as group information, so there will be no individual written down information about a student. It's done as a whole. For example, I have 6 struggling readers, I have 3 who are gifted in mathematics education, I have 6 that are pulled out for the Gifted and Talented program, which would be another learning need. So they're going to ask you general questions about your student population. We are also going to ask that you have MAP data for ELA and reading if that is something that your grade level does, so that we can begin to help our students make sense of benchmark data. If you don't do MAP testing, another benchmark would be fantastic. Thank you in advance for the time you will spend with our teacher candidates during that introductory meeting. The hope is that our teacher candidates will feel better prepared and it will ease the transition into the junior field experience. The next section in the video is an overview of the assignments that teacher candidates will complete while in the field. Typically, we have recorded hours in live text. However, they are updating their system to a new platform called VIA, and it is not quite ready for the Field Experience module. As soon as it is, we will let you know so you can begin approving hours electronically. Until then, we will have our students log their hours and bullets of what they did on paper and have you sign the paper copy. Please look for emails with updated information about the Field Experience module on VIA. To provide an overview of what is expected of those in early childhood methods, we will discuss just big picture ideas of what they will be required to do. More information should be coming from the teacher candidate. On their first day in the field, teacher candidates will do the Get to Know You activity that they discussed with you during their introductory meeting. During that first week, they will also do an observation where they are looking at how content areas are integrated throughout the whole day. Teacher candidates will also design, implement, and reflect on lesson plans and field assignments. An example of a field assignment could be designing a learning center. We are asking this semester for you to provide standards or indicators early so that we can help develop their lesson planning in our methods courses. Your guidance is essential, as you know your curriculum and your students better than anybody else. Our students are also your students, so please help guide them as you see fit. We are also asking that our teacher candidates provide feedback to the learners. Therefore, we are asking that no lessons be taught during that last day in the field so that our students have the opportunity to provide feedback to your students. When teacher candidates come to you for that introductory meeting, they will have a firm understanding of the assignments for early childhood methods courses. Therefore, they will be able to plan the dates that they teach their lessons. Hopefully, this will result in less anxiety and more proactive planning on their part. Early childhood education majors will also complete a Context for Learning. Students enrolled in elementary education methods will do the Get to Know You activity, and they will also conduct observations that week in content areas. Students in elementary methods will also develop, implement, and reflect on lesson plans. Again, our teacher candidates will ask for standards and indicators early because we work in our methods courses to help them design developmentally appropriate, hands-on lessons. Students will do a whole group lesson in science and social studies. This can be introduction of new material, it could be review of previously taught material. They will do either a whole group or a small group lesson in reading. The requirements for the math lesson differ a little bit due to our EdTPA assessment. Our students will co-teach a whole group lesson, collect data, and provide targeted instruction for 3 or 4 students who need re-engagement on that subject. So students will teach 4 lessons. As you are the expert on both your curriculum and your class, please guide our teacher candidates as they develop and implement their lesson plans. We expect for our teacher candidates to provide feedback to their students. Therefore, we are asking that none of those 4 lesson plans are implemented on the last Wednesday in the field. We still would like for them to be actively engaged on that last Wednesday, but not one of their 4 lesson plans that they have to reflect on and provide feedback for. As much as possible, please do not change the lessons that our teacher candidates are teaching. Our teacher candidates are working hard to learn how to plan, implement, and analyze their lessons. It is challenging for them to switch lessons last minute at this stage in their development as a teacher. Because they are developing lesson plans for implementation in your classroom, Winthrop expects teacher candidates to provide the host teachers with lesson plans at least 2 days before our teacher candidate plans on implementing that lesson. There will be 2 evaluations this semester. The first is a formative midterm evaluation completed after the 2nd week in the field. This evaluation is meant to foster communication between host teachers, teacher candidates, supervisors, and methods course instructors. This evaluation is a 3-point scale. Do students consistently, sometimes, or never, rarely, demonstrates specific behaviors. Items on the midterm include cooperates with administration and classroom teachers, demonstrates professionalism, including punctuality and dress, effectively uses feedback, demonstrates interest and enthusiasm for the profession and academic preparation, works effectively with students, and shows initiative in the classroom. This is designed to help facilitate conversation between host teachers, teacher candidates, and Winthrop faculty so that we can help catch any issues and help our teacher candidates grow. It is critical that we know areas of growth at the midterm point so that we can see improvement throughout the course of the field experience. The second evaluation is the junior field final evaluation. It is summative and it counts towards a grade in their methods courses. In order to be successful, they must earn 14 out of 18 points. This evaluation will ask if students meet, exceed, or are below expectations in short-term planning, instruction, classroom environment, and professionalism. They get 1 point if they meet expectations, and they get 1 point if they exceed expectations. The purpose of this is for us to know where they are and get an accurate assessment of their performance in the field. At the junior level, we do not expect our teacher candidates to exceed expectations in all categories. However, if there is something that you think does exceed, please note it. As our teacher candidates are learning how to plan, implement, and analyze lessons, we are counting on you to provide an accurate assessment of their performance, and this assessment allows us to know if they are ready to proceed to their year-long internship. Think of our teacher candidates as your students. Help them learn, help them grow, and accurately assess them. Our teacher candidates will be in the field September 27th, 28th, 29th, October 26th, 27th, 30th, and 31st, November 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Midterm evaluations are due in via October 27th, and final evaluations are due in via November 13th. Please remember to approve logs and hours each week. Again, thank you for the invaluable experience our teacher candidates will have learning from and with you this semester.